want you to listen to me. I'm T Street Controversy. I call the show T Street Controversy Live. For almost 4 years or so, I've been covering boxing. Every single major fight live. I'm a Manny Pacman Pacquiao fan, but I acknowledge that Juan Manuel Marquez, 56-7-1 with 40 knockouts, is one of the best Mexican boxers of all time. In fact, on my list, he's number 2. Behind who? Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., of course. Now, what I want to say is that if you did not know, Juan Manuel Marquez right now, in just about 4 days or so, on August the 23rd, 2014, he'll be 41 years old. Right now it's August the 18th, 2014. He's 40 years old, of course. He is the #1 contender. He is the #1 contender for the WBO 147-pound welterweight title. But no, he doesn't want that belt. You know why? Because a fighter by the name of Emmanuel Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, now currently has that belt. So, if you don't know, of course I compare Juan Manuel Marquez to a genetic specimen. Because for one, for him to be doing the things he's doing, my God, just like Bernard Hopkins is an alien. But Marquez, he got that extra. I'll leave it at that. But listen, if you don't know, on August the 16th, 2014, a British fighter, European fighter by the name of Special Kell Brook, defeated an American, how can I put it, a very highly publicized American fighter in Showtime Porter, 24-1 with 15 knockouts. And I want to say this, Shawn Porter is still good. Shawn Porter had the wrong game plan. People are saying Shawn Porter was overrated. He's always been a bum. That's what happens when there's an upset. It's always the guy got exposed or whatever the case may be. But who was in the audience on August the 16th in the StubHub Center in Carson, California? A fighter who's been fighting on HBO for God knows how long. Juan Manuel Marquez. Even the Showtime commentators and announcers acknowledged, oh, he's there scouting an opponent. It was even made public in the media that he was going to be scouting the winner of Kell Brook versus A-side. Kell Brook's A-side versus Shawn Porter. Marquez has been fighting in the 147-pound welterweight division since 2009. Now, I'm not saying he's fought consecutively there. He first moved up to fight Floyd at that catch weight of 144, if I'm correct, and Floyd didn't make the weight. Then he went back down. But overall, what I'm saying is he's had 5 fights above 140 pounds, and he has not captured a title. He didn't get it from Manny Pacquiao before Manny Pacquiao got robbed from Timothy Bradley. He fought Timothy Bradley, didn't get it from Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley lost it back to Manny Pacquiao. Juan Manuel Marquez beats Mike Alvarado, becomes the #1 contender, and says, no, fuck that belt. I'm not fighting Pacquiao. And then you got Nacho, with the stash. And Nacho was his manager. Was like, no, we're not fighting Pacquiao in no way, shape, or form. So there's no need to even mention Manny Pacquiao's name against with Juan Manuel Marquez. So let's talk about Kell Brook, 33-0 with 22 knockouts, the new IBF 147-pound champion. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, wants to put together his next event in December or January in Sheffield, his first title defense. Now, who is it going to be? Eddie Hearn is an aggressive promoter, but right now I'm seeing that all eyes are on Kell Brook versus Amir Khan, in an outdoor stadium or arena of somewhere, which is going to be a very big fight over there and bigger over here than Frauds versus Groves too. I'm talking about in the States. Khan versus Brook would be bigger over here than Frauds versus Groves too. And if Kell Brook, I'm just talking about if that fight was to happen, was to defeat Amir Khan, my God, but he'll be an international superstar. But right now, let's focus on Marquez. How does Marquez fit into all that? Now, in an interview, what I saw on Boxing Scene earlier is that, Eddie Hearn is saying that, that Marquez is an option. Marquez is going to be very aggressive in pursuing that fight, But will Marquez be a diva, and say he wants to fight to be in Mexico City, when it's clear, that this fight, especially his first title defense, it should be in his home, a Sheffield. Will Juan Manuel Marquez want to go over there? You got Keith Thurman saying he will go over there. Al Heyman want to get that belt back into the family. So what I'm saying is, now the question is, who would win between Juan Manuel Marquez and Kell Brook? Juan Manuel Marquez obviously has the power, but if Kell Brook fights the fight that Timothy Bradley fought, and not fight the fight that Mike Alvarado fought, you can't engage with Marquez. Do not take a chance and engage with Marquez. Get in there, use your hand speed and use your youth, and get out of there. Because if you stay in there too long, he's going to knock your ass out and put you to sleep, or knock you all the way across the ring and damn near out the ring like he did Mike Alvarado, or maybe punch you in the stomach and have you throwing up blood. And yes, he did that. So you don't want to sit there and engage with this T-Street Controversy, T-Street Controversy Live. Subscribe, kiss my breath. You don't want to engage with this guy. Marquez scares the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie. As a fighter, I would tell my fighters like, yo, listen, tell your family before you tell your family you love them. Make sure you wear clean underwear, and just make sure you good, because make sure you got your life insurance and all that set up. I don't trust Marquez, man. And I'm just saying, as far as when anybody he fights, is a good chance they're probably going to get knocked out, or they're going to get beat really badly. Timothy Bradley, he fought the perfect fight. Can Kell Brook fight that fight? Or can Kell Brook take one of those perfectly timed, left uppercut right hands, from Juan Manuel Marquez? And it's stiff, and it will knock your ass down. And then Marquez, when he make those faces, and his upper body is all, but like I said, if you don't know, I'm T-Street Controversies. It's T-Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live, boxing, whatever. Somewhat of a reporter, I guess. Subscribe. Links are right below oh, listen. I got a boxing forum, all right? I use my boxing forum is in the form of a Facebook page, like a private Facebook page. So what I'm saying, the way I built it is so that you get the news, but it shows up on your news feed. And I'm doing it all on purpose. But also, if you want like official boxing news, like if you want like media calls and interviews, right there, the first link at the top, Real Combat Media. Simple as that. People used to say, T-Street, when are you going to get a website, and when are you going to get associated with this and that and this and that? Trust me, look, go right down below, ask no more questions. T-Street Controversy, T-Street Controversy Live.